So, it's certainly not a crime to try and save a buck or two when it comes to renovating, but sometimes it ends up causing more problems than they're worth.
I wonder, it sounds like you're not really talking about yourself. I guess you would have seen a couple of problematic renos on the block, Shelley. What are some of the biggest mistakes you've seen?
Look, well, on the block is one thing. I know I've made a few mistakes myself, and out there I know everybody has. I think the biggest one is biting off more than you can chew. I think it's tough. You want to paint the entire house, but you are going to get bored by about room 2. So I would always say do one room, kind of like the block model, I guess. Finish one room or finish one project and then move on to another.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. I'd get bored halfway through the first room, so yeah, definitely. But speaking of the block, I caught up with one of your old mates, Jason Charles, who was Mitch and Mark's builder last season.
Legend.
To get a few tips on what to do and what not to do when renovating your home. Whether you're breathing life into an older property, you want some more bang for your buck in the investment market, or you need more room for a growing family, there is so much to think about when it comes to renovating. The last thing you want, though, is to spend all that money and realise you've made a mistake. Jason,
Chris,
thanks, mate. Very good.
As a builder with almost 35 years' experience, Jason Charles is well credentialed when it comes to the do's and don'ts of the home makeover.
So, Jason, as you look around this kitchen, any big do's or don'ts straight off the bat?
Yeah, certainly. The undermount sink into a stone benchtop, I think that's a don't. Clients do love the look of it, but it's just impractical with this edge showing, which big pots can chip it quite easily.
Do you see this a lot?
Heaps. I hate it.
But this is something that you tell people, please don't make me do this.
Yes, they still do it.
The experts say that kitchens sell houses, and if you're on a tight budget, according to Jason, it's the one room you definitely want to invest in.
Small apartments, you're looking 20,000 approximately. Small house, you're looking probably 40,000 for a kitchen, and then you're going up from there once you get into the high-end places.
Natural light is a key feature people look for when buying a family home. So, how can you get more of it?
Skylights. People are scared of skylights these days because they're going to cost so much, but you bang a skylight in and you can actually feature it up by making the opening at the bottom a lot bigger than what the actual skylight is, which lets so much more natural light into the room.
So it sounds like you're pretty pro skylight. Would you have one in every room if you could?
Oh, absolutely, love them.
So Jason, if someone needs some more room and they're talking to you about an extension, what are some of the big do's that you tell them?
This extension here, for instance, they've probably gone 3 metres. Whatever they've paid for that, if we go 6, it's not going to cost them double the price. You're already doing the extension, so I'd suggest go bigger.
So go big and go home.
That's it.
Tacking a couple of extra metres onto your extension could add as little as 10% to the overall cost. With apartment living becoming more and more common, optimising tiny homes is a challenge many Australians face. And with some floor plans covering just 24 square metres, creating space, or at least the illusion of space, is no easy feat.
So we try and get some natural light into here. So the best way to do it is lighten up your floors. It gives you a really good, bigger feel in the place. Darker floors is definitely a don't, because it just makes it feel too small and too cramped. Before we had a carpet that was quite dark, which just closed the area in dramatically. So doing this, it's already given the property a really big facelift.
Yep.
We're going to paint the whole thing as well, a white colour, so it makes it feel bigger.
The average Australian will spend more than a year of their lives in the toilet, so it's little wonder that $4.6 billion was spent on bathroom renos in 2019 alone. That being said, they certainly don't seem to be getting any bigger.
So Jason, we're standing in the shower because this is so fresh. There's a lot going on. What is exactly happening in this bathroom?
The waterproofing's just happened. The guy only left about 15 minutes ago, so we've got to stay off it for 48 hours.
Can I do something like that myself?
Certainly not. Unless you want to call me in 12 months' time and say, Jason, I've done it myself, can you come and fix it?
Well, our reno was a walk in the park. It said no one ever. Look, it's always going to be pretty hard, but if you follow those do's and don'ts, then it might just be a little bit easier, because after all, there's nothing worse than having to redo your reno. All right, Jason, how do we get out of here?
Yeah, how did you get out of there? You're standing in the shower recess and you've got a mile of waterproofing in front of you.
Yeah, I think Jason and I both pulled a hammy doing that one. But look, it's interesting because renovating is certainly big business. The HIA stats for 2018-19 show that $37.4 billion was spent on renos and seems to be growing every year. And as Jason said, you don't want to be doing things like waterproofing wet areas yourself. So if you need an expert, visit HighPage's website or download the app and they'll be able to point you in the right direction for the right person.
Yeah, that is exactly right. Do the jobs you can do and leave it to the experts. And I tell you what, old Jason, he's popping up everywhere now, isn't he? One successful stint on the block and now he's the HighPage's pin-up boy and he's even on our show. But good luck to him. No, he's a very, very good bloke.